Different cultures around the world certainly have their own unique traditions, especially when it comes to marriage ceremonies. Even today, many ethnic groups continue to practice these traditions, despite the modern times we live in. The same is true for the MOSUO people of Western China, who are known for their distinctly unique marriage customs. Curious to learn more, let's explore this fascinating tradition together. If you ever find yourself in Yunnan, in southwestern China, continue your journey eastward towards the foothills of the Himalayas until you reach the shores of Lugu Lake, which borders Tibet. There, you'll discover an ancient community descended from Tibetan Buddhists, influenced by animistic beliefs, the idea that objects in nature have spirits that must be respected, and local shamanistic practices. This community reveres the goddess of Mount Jemu, believed to be their protector and the giver of blessings. This community is the MOSUO people. The MOSUO, a group of about 40,000 people, have a deeply unique culture, quite different from modern society. One of the most fascinating aspects of their way of life is that they do not follow the typical structure of a nuclear family, one that consists of a father, mother, and children that many of us are familiar with. Imagine a society without the concept of a father figure. In such a place, there is no marriage and naturally no divorce. In the MOSUO community, women don't even have a word for husband because the idea of marriage simply doesn't exist. Families in MOSUO society consist of the mother, her children, and the grandmother. The MOSUO follow a matrilineal system, where lineage and authority are passed down through the mother's side. When it comes time for a woman to have children, her daughters inherit all of her property. The mother also has complete control over the lives of her children, without any involvement from the men in the community. The MOSUO are often referred to as a kingdom of women because all important decisions are made by the women in the community. Women hold a much larger role than men in MOSUO society, and they have been leading the tribe for over 2,000 years. As a result, women have complete authority over all aspects of life, from family matters to communal decisions. On the other hand, men in this society do not receive the same level of respect or influence as they might in other cultures around the world. The MOSUO people have a unique tradition regarding the relationships between men and women, known as axia or walking marriage. This innovative concept allows women the freedom to choose their sexual partners without being tied down by the institution of marriage. Once a MOSUO woman reaches sexual maturity, which is typically around the age of 13, she is given her own private room. In this personal space, she can invite the men she is interested in for intimate relationships, all without the constraints of a formal marriage. Although these intimate relationships are typically one-night encounters, women are free to invite different men at various times without anyone being able to object. It's not uncommon for a man to sneak into a woman's room for a night of intimacy and then leave before dawn. Their families and friends respect this privacy, refraining from interfering in their personal choices. While this practice is widely accepted, the MOSUO have a strong cultural norm that prohibits them from discussing their partners or who they have slept with. When a woman is with a man, he is required to hang a hat on the door handle as a signal that no other men are allowed to enter the room during that time. If a woman becomes pregnant as a result of these encounters, she will carry the pregnancy to term, give birth, and raise the child without feeling the need to know the identity of the child's father. In the MOSUO community, this traditional way of life means that marriage does not exist as we typically understand it. Consequently, it's perfectly normal for a child not to know who their biological father is. In their culture, everyone is considered equal and no one really cares about paternal lineage. They work together, enjoy life, and play during their leisure time, fostering a strong sense of community. While this may sound unusual to outsiders, for the MOSUO, It is entirely natural. Women are not stigmatized within this relational framework, as they do not recognize concepts like adultery or illegitimacy. Children in the MOSUO community are raised without the presence of their fathers, and they inherit their mother's last name. A mother is responsible for the upbringing of her children, and her siblings are allowed to assist in their care. Meanwhile, the biological father of the child is not permitted to seek a livelihood, live with, or educate his child. However, MOSUO men can participate in raising the children of their sisters. In MOSUO society, there is a preference for daughters, but both girls and boys are treated equally. Women are regarded as the dominant figures and heads of the household. MOSUO women have the right to inherit property, land, and custody of their children. They manage a wide range of household responsibilities, both inside and outside the home. Within the household, women take on tasks like cleaning and preparing meals. Outside, they also engage in income-generating activities such as farming, trading, and fishing in the lake. The role of the head of the household in MOSUO society is held by a figure known as Ami, typically the eldest woman in the home, often a grandmother. She wields complete authority over the household and makes all significant decisions within it. Ami is also responsible for managing the finances of all family members, including selecting heirs for property and the home. This arrangement is considered entirely normal, as women hold the highest status and roles in the MOSUO community. In contrast, men are often assigned roles such as plowing fields, building houses, slaughtering livestock, preparing for death ceremonies, and fishing. They do not have permanent jobs and frequently spend their time socializing or engaging in evening routines, which may include intimate encounters. Interestingly, the MOSUO women's practice of changing partners is seen as a form of release from the hard work they do as independent women, providing them a way to unwind from their daily responsibilities. Various sources indicate that the tradition of walking marriage stems from historical practices tied to marriage conditions in the past. Historically, the MOSUO lived more conventional family lives, similar to most people. However, women often found themselves abandoned by husbands who traveled along the Silk Road from China to India for trade. Feeling lonely and heartbroken, they chose to live and engage in relationships without formal ties. While this practice may seem unusual in many countries, for the MOSUO, it is a tradition worth preserving, having been upheld for centuries. Since the 1970s, however, the government has encouraged the MOSUO to alter their customs. Those who have interacted with modern society tend to shift their perspectives. As a result, some younger generations, particularly MOSUO women, are beginning to challenge these traditional norms. They express a desire for formal marriages with men from other ethnic groups and seek to create cohesive family units similar to those in broader society. The article Kingdom of Women explores the laws and customs of the MOSUO people, emphasizing that this community is welcoming to newcomers. Over time, however, the walking marriage system has begun to fade, largely due to many indigenous residents moving away or new arrivals settling in the area. Despite this decline, the MOSUO tradition continues to attract many tourists eager to witness the unique customs and culture of this remarkable society. The MOSUO boast a rich and diverse cultural heritage, preserving ancient traditions such as singing, dancing, storytelling, and celebrating various festivals. Notable celebrations include the Mountain Festival, Fire Festival, and Flower Festival, which highlight their vibrant cultural expressions and community spirit. What are your thoughts on the MOSUO people? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like and share this video. Bye.